Hi, welcome to Jun Fun Kickboxing Volume 2. What we're doing with this tape is we're going to pick up where Volume 1 left off. So I'm going to assume that you already know how to punch, you already have basic principles, keeping your hand up, moving around. If you try to do these techniques, what we're going to show you with these drills, with your hands on your hip in a low stance, it's not going to work. So therefore, I want you to have already had the basics down. What I'm going to pick up here is where we left off on Volume 1 into our training methods. We have focus glove training, we have pun and tukan drills, which are the glove training, we have the low-line kick drills, and then we're going to do some sparring. Okay, let's come on up. What I want you to notice is the movement. I want you to notice how alive they are. I want you to notice how the man with the focus gloves is on the offense sometimes, actually hitting, to keep him awake and on his toes. The power is no good if you have to have power in a standing position. If you can't have power moving, it's no good to you. You may be able to break bricks from here, but you can't chase this guy around with your deadly palm and hit him. You have to be able to move to hit power. The reason we're starting with these drills are it sharpens your accuracy, it builds your speed, it builds your endurance, and this in turn gives you power. Then when we spar, you'll have the power, you'll have the endurance to make your techniques work. Okay, ready? And go. Watch the footwork. Watch how he's catching. He's initiating. Doug's weaving, cross, hook, cross. Continually on their toes, sticking and moving. Building up speed to eventually going full speed. Constantly moving. Notice Gary as the feeder. Okay, time out here, guys. Now, what I want you to watch is I want you to watch Gary. Because when you do these focus glove drills, the feeder is the most important man here. If you feed wrong and if you hold the gloves like this and don't move, this man is not going to be getting the better training workout. He will bring out the workout in him. Let's go one more round here. Keep your eye on how he feeds, how he's sticking out the glove, how he's moving. Okay, let's go. And break. Good. Now I'd like you to just take these drills and try them on your own. Start out slowly. Good. Now much like the last drill, I want you to watch your footwork, I want you to watch your movement. This is going to bring out the overhand and the uppercut lines. Plus there's always movement of the head when he strikes. Okay, ready? And go. Good. Keep moving. Hands up. Good. Break. Good. What I want you to watch is how we're combining offense with defense with footwork. So when he initiates the strike, Doug's getting out of the way. But he gets out of the way and then comes back. Then he's got to get out of the way again. Then he comes back again. So this is bringing you offense and defense, which makes it more real when you train. This is why we're doing this. Okay, watch one more round. What I want you to be particularly looking at is the feeder again. Break. Good. When you practice this particular drill, I want you to pay particular attention to the man with the gloves backing up as he comes in. This is the most important part of this drill. Now in this next drill, we're going to be applying the catch, which you already know, and the shoulder stop. From the shoulder stop, boom, we're coming right back with the hook, and then coming back cross hook. So pay attention to the shoulder stop. Don't let that go by you. That's a very important part of this drill. Slow first. Okay, regular speed. Good. One more time. Ooh, sweet. One more time. Full speed. Break. Good. Now, when you do your shoulder stop, the most important part is the timing between the shoulder stop and the hook. The minute you stop it, boom, you come right back on that hook. When you come back with the hook, then you can load the cross, the hook, and the cross. You can take your time on those. But this 1-2 has to be sort of a half beat. Then you come back, cross, hook, and cross. Okay? You try these. All right, this last hand drill that I'm going to be showing you is particularly important with some of the other drills we'll be going over and some sparring, because you'll notice they're going to the body. And when he goes to the body, it's just a cover. It's not a block, but it's a cover. So he's going to be initiating some body shots. Doug is going to be covering and then coming back with his own. Okay, so pay particular attention to the elbow in, covering, and not an extended block, leaving this line open. Okay, come on in. That's the cover. Misses the cross and double hook. The cross is to go over, imagining that he slipped out of the way and you missed with it. You then don't stop and get back out, but you follow up with a couple more hooks. Okay, watch the combination again. Jab, hook, miss, double up the hook. Okay, normal speed, go. Good combination on the toes. Good, keep moving. One more time, hands up on the toes, and one more time. Break. Good. Now, the combination of covering, hooking, crossing, this is what it's all about. This is the movement, this is the basic coordination you need. Each one of these drills you should go over 100 times until you can do it in your sleep. Now, in this next combination of drills, I want you to pay particular attention to the fact that we're using the hands and the feet. And we're putting in defense also. Gary's going to initiate with a side kick. Doug's going to pat the side kick. He's then going to come back with a low hook kick. After the low hook kick, which could have been used as an entry, he's going to fire a cross, a hook, and then a cross. So I want you to watch it slow one time, and then we'll go to normal speed. Okay, ready? Go slow one time. Kick, the hook kick. Cross, hook, cross. Okay. Normal speed, play with it. Stay on your toes, move around. Notice he puts the glove up to the shin as a good target. Good. Keep moving one more time. Full speed, blast it. And relax. Good. Now, when you combine offense with defense, with the kicking, with the punching, we're getting closer and closer to the reality of the fight. What we want to do is we want to wean you in to the sparring instead of starting out right away. And that's the purpose of these drills. So I want you to take it one step at a time, A through Z. Okay, let's try this drill. Now, in this next combination of drills, we're going to be implementing the catch, we're going to be implementing the weave. But I want you to look at the savate kick we're going to put in. It's the hip is facing, you're going to see the foot come up, pull back, and come down, and then he's going to come into a jab and a cross. The most important thing you'll notice is it looks a little bit jammed. This is the nature of the savate kicks. They can afford to kick in a jam situation because of how they kick. They flick the toe out, aiming at the solar plexus, groin, or neck. In this case, we're going to aim here, solar plex level. Okay, ready? Okay, go through it slow once. Weave, there's a savate kick, and there's a coming back with boxing. Okay, one more time slow. Catch, weave, savate, hook kick, jab, and cross. Okay, normal speed, go. Good, one more time. All right, break. Now, what I want you to notice with Doug is when he does his kick, his jab is a part of the coming down process. He doesn't kick, come down, and then jab. It's all a part of the process. It's a continuity between the savate and the boxing. This is an important concept I want you to pick up. All right? Go over it slowly one more time, and you try it. On this last set of combinations, I want you to look at the series of kicks we do. We have an oblique kick, we have side kicks, we have front hook kicks, we have rear leg hook kicks. We're going to mix them all together. Watch it slowly. Okay, let's go through this nice and slow. Shuffle, side kick, coming back with a side, front hook, cover, double oblique, shuffle back to a hook kick. Okay, let's do it normal speed. Good. Again. And one more time. Break. All right. Now, if you notice the progression, we started out tape 1, basic punches in the air, basic kicks, footwork, stance, all the things that you need to develop your foundation. Now, starting this tape off, we had the focus glove training. This gets you into a little bit more of a combative mentality with the focus gloves, particularly when the gloves are coming back. Now, from this progression, we're going to then move to Panantukan and Pananjakman drills, which are from the Filipino martial arts. They'll actually have boxing gloves on, and they're going to be trying to hit each other. It's up to the other person to get out of the way or get hit, and then come back with their own drills. So it's slowly getting you into the sparring, sort of an A through Z situation. We're about 3/4 of the way up through the alphabet. Then from there, we're going to go into actual sparring. Okay, so let's get our boxing gloves on and get ready for the next series of drills. All right, this next series of drills are from Panantukan and Pananjakman. Panantukan is Filipino boxing, Pananjakman is Filipino kicking. Now, the thing the Filipinos are big on is rhythm and timing, which also is what Bruce was very big on. This is why every drill that you're going to see is done in rhythms of 3. You'll see it going pop, pop, pop. And then they're going to move around a little bit, then the other side will initiate. If it just continues bop, 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 back and forth, it's going to look very redundant and look like a robot when they train, and it's not going to be a realistic cadence. So what we do is we have everything done in rhythms of 3, whether it be the jab, the cross, or the kick, and this is why we hit the conga. All right, let's pay attention, left to left lead, jab drill in 3s, Gary, you start. Ready, go! Change your lead. Go. Okay, time out. Now, that was a jab. When you jab, the other side was catching and returning a jab back. Now what we're going to do is we're going to shoot a cross off the rear hand. When they shoot the cross, the other side will shoulder roll. When they shoulder roll, you'll notice that the front hand is down and this hand is protecting this. So what is actually protecting this side of your chin is your shoulder. Your shoulder protects the left side, your right side is protecting against the hook line. If you put your hand up when you roll, you'll be exposing this. And you don't need to double protect. You have your shoulder here already. So you'll see the hands up when they cross, down when they roll, and back up when they cross. Working in rhythms of 3. Ready? Start, Gary. Go. Change your lead. Okay, go. Break. Good. Now the last thing I'm going to point out is with all of these drills, they're actually aiming to hit. They're not aiming to hit the shoulder, although it looks that way because they're getting out of the way and doing a shoulder roll. But they're actually aiming to hit. This is our progression to get us closer to the sparring. All right, this is our third Panantukan drill. One side is going to jab, the other side will cover and hook on the body. Now I want you to follow along. I want you to make as many notations as possible. Note if they're slipping out of the way, what range they are, what hand is up, how their positioning is. The small details are very important. Okay, come on in. One side, start, and begin. Good. Now, the one thing I want you to notice is they can go full contact because they're going to the kidney, but they're covering. So this is the concept of Panantukan and Pananjakman, is that you can bang full contact, just know how to train. One of the things of knowing how to train is knowing how to go to alternate targets. Instead of going to the face, you could go for the face, but you'll be hitting the shoulder. You could go for the kidney, but you'll be hitting the elbow. So this is one of the points that I want you to make on your notes. All right, in this next series of drills, we're going to be adding an important attribute, and that is conditioning. We're going to be hitting the stomach. This is going to get you slowly ready for sparring. One side will jab, one side is going to go under and cross, hitting the stomach as hard as the other guy can take it. If you're the person getting hit, communicate with your partner. Tell him harder, harder, it's hard enough. And then you get that to an optimum point to where you can take it. Go for about 30 seconds and then switch it. All right, let's go. Ready? Go. Break. Now, a point I want to bring up, when they're going to the stomach, they're exhaling every time. When you take a punch to the stomach, you have to exhale all of your air out. If you've got a full stomach, you're going to go down. So what they're doing, one side is jabbing, the other side is either going to jab under it or cross under it, and the guy taking the shot is exhaling every time. You'll hear this. Okay, let's watch this last point. Okay, ready? Begin. Break. Good. Now, any drill where you're taking it, strong mind, exhale, move, and try to go with the blow. These are the important things. Keep your breathing regulated. Don't breathe through your mouth. Exhale and inhale through your nose, and continue with the least amount of air as possible in your stomach. Okay, you try this drill. Now we're going to take you through some Pananjakman drills. Remember, Pananjakman is the kicking, Panantukan is the punching. So we're going to go with the same cadence, working in rhythms of 3. And we're going to start with the oblique kick, which is one of the first kicks we gave you. The oblique kick. We're going to actually hit. Now, one of the things about Pananjakman is similar to Thai boxing, not quite to the same degree, is the ability to take a punch, and take a kick in this case. Okay? Taking a kick and adding that extra element of pain tolerance is very important to getting you closer and closer to the sparring mentality. So what they're going to do is they're going to take a kick and return it and take it, and working in a rhythm of 3. Okay, ready? And go. Right to right, go. Left to left. Rear leg hook kick on the thigh. Okay, go. Right to right. Break. Good. Now, I want you to pick up on the fact that they're aiming for the thigh right down this strand on the leg. And when they're aiming here, they're turning a little bit, which actually they're making contact on the back on the hamstring. As you get closer to the bone, the nerve is exposed more. So you have more muscle back here, less here. This is where you want to hit. For training, you aim here, but the guy rolls and it's actually being absorbed in the back of the hamstring. Then he feeds it back. On the oblique kick, they just kind of pull the knee in a little bit, aiming for the shin. So once again, we're going to gradually work your way up until you can do these drills almost full contact on the legs and take that punishment. Now we're going to show you a combination of hands and feet. What you're going to be seeing here, some kicks are going to be landing, some kicks are going to be covering. Some kicks are going to be countering the punch coming in, using savate to counter the punch. The mentality of these drills are to develop and instill confidence in you. Then from that point, you're going to be more ready for sparring. This is the whole purpose of these drills. This was Bruce's idea, taught through Dan, was to bring out the confidence and the ability and the form in the student first, and then get him into spar. All right, ready? Nice and slow first, then we'll build our speed. Okay, go. Follow along. One more time. Good. Now this drill, we're getting a little bit more advanced as we go on, adding the counter time. The counter time when he comes in with the cross and Gary's coming with the hook kick, which is from savate. Just the toe is hitting in the kidney. This is the major area that we're aiming. So now we've got to have a counter time right when he's coming in with the cross. Boom, you have to be right on with your timing. Then you're covering, then they're coming back again. So we're adding different elements now. It's getting a little bit more complicated. Just stay with us. Now, you've often heard us say that we don't particularly care for high kicks, or at least not in the street. Then you're going to say, well, then why do we train them so hard? Why savate? Savate's a lot of high kicks. Well, we like the high kicks because if you don't have somebody kicking high at you, you'll never know how to defend that angle. So what we're going to do is we're going to play around with some high kicks here. I want Gary just to show some kicks that you should play with at home, and then we're going to actually implement it in a drill. Okay, just throw some high kicks up in the air. I'll narrate it. Okay, so reverse heel hook, front hook kick, double spinning reverse crescent, hook to a low, and a spin. Give me a spin kick. And a spin kick. So you should know a few of the basic high kicks. Once you've worked those in the mirror, then you implement them sparring a little bit for the other guy. We mainly use high kicks for aerobics. So therefore, if you want to get a good aerobic workout, do high kicks. Conversely, if you don't want an aerobic workout in a fight, don't do high kicks. Okay, let's add this to our drill. Okay, ready? And go. Good. All right. Now as you see, the amount of drills you can go through is numerous. You can take everything that you have already and mix it around like the digits in a phone number. Come up with literally thousands of drills. What we did was we just pulled a few drills out that we thought were important within the confines of the 1-hour tape that we have here. So I'd like you to take those drills, practice them as much as you can, graduate until you get into doing these full contact on the thigh, on the shins. The harder you can do these drills when you're drilling, the better off you're going to be and the more prepared you'll be for when actually you get into the sparring match. Now I'm going to work some Jun-Fan techniques. One of the things that Bruce was biggest on was faking. The minute he would fake, this would open up all the other lines. So if you have a good fake and if you have a good jab, everything else is predicated around that. So we're going to start off with a front fake and then I'm going to build on that. Okay, we're in a fighting stance, we're moving around. a fake is no good unless you've hit somebody at least once. So if we're moving around, boom, that jab should be in first. Now we're moving around a little bit, I fake the jab. Notice how this opens up this entire line. So I'm going to do this one more time slowly. We're moving around, fake. Your fake has to be real, like a real jab. After I see his reaction to the fake, I'm going to come in and I'm going to kick the shin. This is going to be my close, my entry. So let's do this one more time slowly. We're moving around, I go fake, boom, kick. This is my first two shots. When I get a reaction off the shin, I can then come in with my front hand. So we have a high, a low, and a high. Now we're going to build off of that fake. And this particular reaction he gave me, when he rolled this way, he left the shin open. So I took the shin with a shuffle roundhouse kick to the shin. Now he's going to roll a little bit, leaving the thigh open. So after I fake my jab, I'm going to come with a rear leg tie shot to the thigh. Okay, so move around with me a little bit. Slowly, I go fake. Now the thigh is open. Boom. This is my shot. Once again, this is an entry. Okay, look at it again slow. Okay, normal speed, we move around. Good. Now in the art of Mano-Mano, a lot of the lines are low. They're below the waist. The kicks do not exactly look pretty, but they're very effective. They're good as an entry, and they're good to be done in conjunction with trapping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a few of the basic kicks. We're going to go off of the fake off the front again. Okay, so we're moving around. I go fake. Now I notice he keeps his range. So the minute he does not back up, this tells me to oblique kick. This is my probe. This is my antenna. So watch it again slow. I fake here. Now this shot comes in, I'm shifting my weight a little bit, put the shot right on the shin and come back. One more time slow, moving around, fake, kick, and come back. It's almost like a front kick, only at the very last second you turn and snap it. Okay, normal speed, moving around. It's just a 1-2 action. This sets your high line up again. 1-2, and then I can come back on the high line. This is what the oblique kick is for. It's a probe. One more time, moving around. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how Savate enters. Before we were doing Mano-Mano, which is a low line art. Savate combines high with low line. A lot of their kicks, remember, are flicking kicks where the toe is pinpointing on the target, aiming for the organs. It's not a power kick, but it gets the power in a different way. Sort of like an eye jab is not a powerful strike, but it has a different kind of power. Let's look at this Mano-Mano one more time. Then we're going to go back and look at the Savate, and I want you to compare the different methodologies. Okay, let's go left to left lead. What I'm doing is I fake and I go oblique. That's one entry. Now I can take off of my fake a rear leg hook kick if he backs off a little bit. So if I go fake here, I have a rear leg hook kick. If he backs off a little bit more, when I come with that fake, I have a shuffle hook kick. All of these are as an entry. Now in Savate, they'll do something very similar. Instead of attacking the low line, they're going to come back on the high line. So when they fake, the foot will go up the line of the body, hit and come out. Watch it slowly. What I do from here is I'm faking here, I bring my foot up to here, comes up and down. It is not the kind of roundhouse kick that you're used to seeing coming in. What the foot does is it comes up and out. The reason for this is we can hit different lines with the same foot. Watch what I'm talking about. If I fake here, I come up here, boom, I can come back down again. Then plant for my other strike. So let's see it normal speed. Moving around. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the fake again, but this time instead of him parrying, going for this reaction, being a rear hand blocker, he's going to throw his front hand up. This is a front hand blocker exposing this line, and I'm going to take advantage of that as an entry. Okay, watch what we're going to do slow. We're moving around a little bit. I fake the jab. I see this going up, whereas before when I faked the jab, I saw this going down and this rolling. When I saw the rolling coming, as soon as he rolled, that exposed that line. Other times he rolled and exposed this line more. This gave me my kick. This time, the front hand starts to raise up. When I see that off the fake, that's when I come in for this shot. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one more technique as an entry, and it's going to be savate. I'm going to come with a low jab this time, a fake low jab. I'm going to get a reaction, then I'm going to come with a high roundhouse kick to the face. This technique is better for the gym. For the street fighting, we like to keep our legs low. Okay, watch the jab first and watch the trajectory of the roundhouse kick. We're moving around a little bit. First I get respect by hitting a few times. While I'm moving, when I get that reaction, I just pop the foot up. As soon as the foot comes up, if he goes up to block it with that hand, I go fake, block, boom, I can come back down again. So if you notice, the foot can travel around. Watch it one more time as I go low, come up, come back down, and I move around with it. This is the beauty of savate, is that the one leg can box. From that boxing, I can then kick in to Thai boxing. So for example, I fake low, come up, come down, boom, and then this is my Thai boxing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter, only instead of using my initiative to enter, I'm going to use his. I'm going to stop hit his motion coming in. So he's going to come in with a side kick to me, and I'm going to do what we call a jeet tech. This isn't a side kick that is to hurt anyone. It's a side kick just to stop the motion. When I stop him, I'm going to come up with savate with a front hook kick. Then I'm going to come down with Thai boxing on the thigh. Then I'm going to come up with savate again, integrating different arts out of the stop hit. Okay, let's look at the side kick. We're moving around a little bit. Mark comes in, boom. That's the shot he will come in. Now when he comes in with that, boom, that's my stop hit. The minute he comes in with this is my savate. I'm just going to flick it from here slow, 1, 2, and come back down. The minute I hit the solar plexus, when I plant down, he has that thigh exposed, boom, this is my shot to here. He'll back up a little bit. I'm going to turn my hip, and then I'm going to come back up with savate again. So you're going to see the whole combination. Okay, move around a little bit. Again. Good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover a little bit of panantukan. Panantukan is the Filipino boxing, and they integrate the elbows with their boxing. One of the things that the Filipino martial arts really stress are that you're not defending against technique, but you're defending against angles of attack. So what we're going to do is we're going to work off of this basic premise that a boxer attacks you with the jab. And after the jab, it's either going to be a jab and a straight, or it's going to be a jab and a hook, or it's going to be a jab and a rear hook. There are other combinations, but these are the most common ones you're going to get hit with. We're going to take one at a time. The jab and the front hook is going to be the first combination, and we're going to show you some hand and elbow techniques integrated. Okay, now the conventional Western boxer would possibly accept these two strikes like this. 1, 2. He catches and he covers. A lot of times 1, 2, and then boom, he's going to come back. If you notice, I've made 2 defensive motions and then 1 hit. Now I'm going to do the same catch and cover, but I'm going to show you how Panantukan would do it, the art of Panantukan. Okay, he jabs, I catch. Now when I make my covering motion, I'm going to actually hit with this shot. You have to feel this to appreciate it. It's right up here on the ribs. So once again, I would go jab and cover, or I can say jab and cover by moving in. If you notice, when I hit this line here, I have this hand up against the rear hand. My right knee is totally ignored by him. He cannot see it within his vision. So this is the line that I'm attacking. It's 1, 2, 3. Again. 1, 2, 3. Now, off that same front hand, I'm going to give you a few other variations. I came with a catch and I came with a rear elbow. Now I'm going to go with a catch and with a front elbow. So it's 1, 2. If you notice, I am not in the position where the cross can hit me, but I smother. If I'm smothered in here, this cross is now jammed. Look at it one more time. Catch, elbow, or catch, elbow. Now this sequence, I've taken my gloves off so you can see it a little bit better. Mark's going to give me a jab hook. I'm going to cover each technique we worked. I catch and I cover. This is a passive motion. I'm going to take that same motion, catch, and move in. The tip of my elbow is hitting the rib cage. Notice I have to shuffle in. One more time. 1, 2. As I move into this shot, my left elbow can then take the deltoid and then come over in the head again. So if you watch the combination, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Say one more time. I catch, rear elbow, elbow, and elbow again. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same catch, and I'm going to initiate with the front elbow, hitting the deltoid right away. I'm going to do it the wrong way first. Watch what I do. I catch, and I hook. This is leaving this wide open. What I didn't do was shuffle in. Now watch the same technique. I go catch, hook. I'm covered behind the shot, hitting the deltoid. Right from here, from this blind side, my shot is coming straight in. An overhand diagonal elbow. So we look at it again. 1, 2, 3. And if I want to add one more, I can come back on the arm again. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hitting the deltoid again. So the major concept is we get in past the hook range and we get into the elbow range. With the elbows, we then can follow up with the knees. If you notice what I'm doing, catch, elbow, elbow. The minute this elbow is coming down, this is the knee he can't see. This is attacking from the blind side. Watch one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. The combinations hitting the thigh. This is the most important target that we aim for. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that same jab and hook, only equated off the rear hand now. So you got a jab hook with the front hand, you got a jab hook with the rear hand. As I said before, we're looking at lines of attack and not techniques. Okay, we have a jab and a front hook, boom, boom, and this elbow, or we have a jab and a rear hook, which is the exact same technique. We're just following the torso and changing, looking where he is hitting. This way, or if it comes this way. If you key in on the torso, you can see what punch is coming. Now off this jab, again, we have the rear cross, very common move. So he goes jab and I shoulder roll that. Or if I'm in a little closer, jab and a shoulder stop. Or if I'm in about this range, jab and I put the elbow up. Or if I'm a little bit more this way, I hook that and just come right over, hitting the deltoid. If the face exposes itself before the deltoid, I hit the face. Jab, hook, boom, face. Or deltoid. So we're looking off the jab. We don't really see the jab. We just feel the jab, and I'm looking what is going to come after the jab. this is what I'm looking for. The minute we close the gap with the elbow, we come in with a knee. But these are two different arts, Panantukan and Pananjakman. See, in the Junfan martial art, the goal is not to get in to point range, get a point and get back out. The goal is to get in and trap. When you trap, we then throw out the arts that it took us to get in, which could be boxing or kickboxing or Thai boxing or Savate. Then we get into other arts, Wing Chun, Jiu-Jitsu, different parts of Kali, different phases of Kali. So as we integrate different arts, this is a concept. We don't have the goal to get a point. The goal is to win the street fight in whatever it takes. Okay, let's look at these combinations one more time. Now, I want you to keep in mind that all of our boxing and our kickboxing, Panantukan, Pananjakman, Thai boxing, and Savate are to get you inside. Once you get inside, that is when the fight begins. So at this point, you can injure to degree. If you want to play around in long range, mark jabs, he can move around, boom, I can just end it right there with a good shot. Most people will go down, you give them a good shot on the thigh. If you want to get inside and take it one step further, you can do that. He gives me that jab hook. Once I get inside, boom, this is when I can end it. Like I said, injuring to degree is a concept that Bruce Lee had. This is one of the reasons why there are so many different arts integrated. If you just want to play around, you can stay in long range. You'll be able to take most people out. Other than that, you get into close range, and this is what is going to end it. Now, given the basic understanding you have of footwork, of timing, of movement, of your 5 hand movements, jab, cross, hook, uppercut, overhand, and of your basic kicks, I want you to see what this looks like applied actually in sparring. I would like you to at least wait 3 to 5 months, depending on how long it is or how many hours a day you train, before you actually get into sparring. I want your form down pat before you spar. But this is what it's going to look like when we put it all together. All right, ready? Salute and begin. So this is what it all leads up to, is the combat. The combat from the long range into the close quarter. Implementing the elbows, implementing the knees when we can. Now, if they didn't have boxing gloves on, when they ended up into the close quarter range, when they tied up, there would be an opportunity to put in a trap. There would be an opportunity for a headbutt, maybe an arm wrench, maybe a lock, maybe a flip, maybe a throw. This is the part where we throw away kickboxing and we add other arts. This is very important. But the most important thing is you can't get into that very lethal trapping range unless you are very good at kickboxing. The kickboxing gives you the timing, the rhythm, and the pain tolerance to take what it takes to get into trapping range. Once you get into trapping range, a few seconds later, somebody's going to go down. So I hope you enjoyed the tape, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you in Trapping 1. Thanks.